Good morning. This is Keloland on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
The floodwater is gone, but now there's a scary situation concerning roads in the McCook Lake area near North Sioux City, South Dakota.
Engineers have found pockets of air under the ground. This could lead to sinkholes, which can undermine roads and even homes. Emergency management is setting up a re-entry system for homeowners who want to check on their belongings.
And we have a lot of land undermining that's occurred due to this water. So we're asking people, do not attempt to enter this area by yourself. The problem with entering by yourself is if you become entrapped somewhere, we may not be able to get to you due to the fact that we're just short on resources.
Sinkholes mean roads could give way and more homes could be in danger. Westcott says at this point, anyone who goes in will be accompanied by a certified rescue team.
Keloland News had the chance to speak with people who call the McCook Lake area home. Many residents are expressing frustrations and saying they are not happy with the communication they've received as floodwaters arrived and left behind this devastating damage.
So I grabbed the kids, grabbed the dogs, threw everything in the car. The poor neighbor lady to our right, stowing her kids in the car as quick as she can. Water's already up to her ankles. And within an hour of us leaving the house, probably 7 o'clock, it's already about a foot deep in the driveway where we were just at.
We are expecting to hear from South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem today about flood response. As always, we'll have the latest details for you online and on air.
On Tuesday, when Governor Noem did speak about flood response, she said there are several organizations that have been helping communities affected by flooding, but the National Guard won't be among them. Noem said on Tuesday afternoon that counties need to request assistance. The governor will then decide if it's necessary. Noem says she does not think the Guard's assistance is needed.
That's usually typically a very crisis situation, and the National Guard is extremely expensive. So if you do activate the National Guard, then the local county has to pay for that response.
Democratic Representative Linda Duba disagrees. She says the Emergency Response Fund would help cover that cost. Now let's check in with meteorologist Scott Munn, starting the day with some rain to our north, Scott.
Yeah, some showers, thunder showers moving through central, northeastern Keloland during the morning hours. Things are moving to the east, maybe slightly to the southeast. Cannot rule out showers this morning in southeastern Keloland, and some of these may hold into the early part of the afternoon. We'll have sunshine in western Keloland, and it will be a hot day. High temperature of 90 in Rapid City, as we will watch for strong to severe weather later today across western South Dakota. More details on your forecast with Brian coming up.
Thank you, Scott. Eide Bailey held its 16th annual Community Day in Falls Park yesterday. Over 100 employees did some painting and cleared branches. This day was planned months ago, but Falls Park was in desperate need of cleaning after the flooding over the weekend.
Obviously, our timing was very spot on this year with all the floods and stuff, so there was a lot of work for us to do down here. So it worked out. I mean, not you won't ever have any flooding, but I mean, it worked well that we had a lot to do down here, and we're glad to be able to assist.
Yesterday was Eide Bailey's first time helping out at Falls Park. They have worked at other parts of the river in the past.
Huset's Speedway in Brandon once again resembles a racetrack, only days after being submerged in floodwater. Huset's plans to resume racing on July 7th. That gives staff less than 2 weeks to clean up everything from debris-filled fences to campers tipped on their side. General Manager Doug Johnson says they've also set a date for the Huset's High Bank Nationals.
World of Outlaws are coming here Labor Day weekend, so we decided to move the 3 days that we got rained out to the 3 days of Labor Day weekend. It'll be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday over Labor Day weekend.
Tickets and pit passes from last week's event will be honored on Labor Day weekend, August 30th through September 1st. We provided a link with an updated schedule under this story on Keloland.com.
A feel-good story is emerging from the floodwaters in Rock Rapids, Iowa. Kim Gertis lost her dad's prize fish trophy in the rushing waters of Rock River, a 10-pound walleye he had mounted 36 years ago before he died. But luckily, her neighbor found it stuck in a tree a couple of blocks away.
I don't have very many physical memories of my dad, so this really means a lot to get this back.
The trophy fish hung in her husband's man cave for over 30 years, and now they have it back, but they're not sure where it's going to hang yet because her home suffered a lot of damage. And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right, tracking that rain today, Eureka in the north central area of Ketherland, getting some of that this morning. It looks like more thunderstorms on the way later today. Let's take a look at the outlook from the Storm Prediction Center and the upgrade there to western areas of South Dakota due to the environmental conditions for what we call supercell thunderstorms. These are the kind of storms that can organize these individual cell structures that can produce excessively large hail, damaging wind gusts well in excess of 70 miles per hour. And yes, there probably will be some tornadic activity with those stronger storms. The rotation on radar typically within those storms is more prolific and something that we definitely want to acknowledge. The question we have is how many of those storms are we going to be dealing with, and of course the time frame that we're dealing with in western South Dakota. First of all, we're going to acknowledge the rain in the east. A lot of this is just general shower and thunderstorm activity. We don't have the starch or the energy for severe weather in our eastern counties, or at least not as much of that. So that's why the guidance there is definitely supporting a lower hazard in our eastern counties. But, you know, we talk about 90s here in the west. We can find even a few spots a little bit above that 90-degree mark. And we've got a frontal system moving into the picture here that can ignite those storms. And so if they form, they'll probably be starting there at that 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock hour, and then going beyond that. And this is kind of a sampling of what that could look like at 7 p.m. I think that that's, you know, one plausible scenario. Now, there is another school of thought tonight that is keeping more of the rain in North Dakota because the cap on the atmosphere might be a little stronger here in our eastern or our western counties of South Dakota. So just keep that in mind that this is something that's developing. We've got more information coming your direction here for midday in Ketherland. And we encourage you to check back in as any possible watches and warnings are issued on that. Now, as we move towards sunset, can we hold together a couple of these storms? Yes, there may be some more activity. This shows one example around Pierre, but we've got some other data suggesting some of these cells up in North Dakota that they could take a turn to the southeast and at least maintain some strength as they do so. And that's something else I would like to kind of keep in mind here as we kick off Friday morning. By the way, on Friday morning, there's still a lot of humidity around for Sioux Falls. We're going to hit the lower 80s. However, the biggest storm chance tomorrow afternoon will likely go south of us. And so hopefully we can avoid a problem there as we start the weekend. And then we get to open up the door to a lot of Canadian air, some wind out of the northwest, and all those elements will lead to some cooler weather. Mid-70s today, Sioux Falls. A good chance of scattered shower and thunderstorm activity. The 7-day forecast brings us back to 83 tomorrow, but then that's replaced by 70s this weekend. It will be below normal. I wouldn't be surprised to see Watertown and Sisseton even holding in the upper 60s for the start of the weekend. Aberdeen, right now, we've got you covered at 74. The next system that we're going to be watching will come in on Monday, and that will include at least the eastern half of Ketherland, probably more than that, as we have a chunk of Gulf of Mexico moisture trying to take another run at us. Could be kind of a hotter day. We've got Pierre right now at 91, and of course any of those types of ingredients could lead to some more severe weather. So just stay tuned to that. We'll keep you posted as we get into the weekend. Rapid City, you two will be fluctuating. You have 90 today, northwest wind, cooler weather tomorrow, 77. Mid-70s into Saturday, but then Sunday goes back up to 90. More coverage at ketherland.com.